You already overpaid. That's not me being dramatic. If you bought a riding mower or a zero-turn anytime in the last 5 years during spring, walked into Home Depot or a dealership in April or May, and paid whatever number was on the sticker, you almost certainly left somewhere between $500 and $2,000 sitting on the counter. And the worst part isn't that the dealer took advantage of you. The worst part is that the manufacturer, the dealer, and the store all built a system where overpaying is the default, and the only people who don't overpay are the ones who know exactly how that system works. I personally think this is the most under-discussed topic in the entire outdoor power equipment space. Everyone argues about Deere versus Husqvarna, stamped decks versus fabricated decks, K46 transmissions versus hydrostatic. Nobody talks about the fact that two people can buy the exact same mower, same model number, same dealer, and one of them pays $1,500 less. That gap has nothing to do with the mower. It has everything to do with timing, information, and knowing which questions to ask. So here's what nobody at the dealership is going to tell you. Dealer markup on a residential riding mower runs between 15 and 25% over invoice. On a $4,000 zero-turn, that means the dealer paid somewhere between $3,000 and $3,400 for it. Commercial zero-turns run tighter, 8 to 15%, because those buyers are landscapers who shop on price and buy in volume. The margins you're paying as a homeowner are subsidizing the deals those guys negotiate, and the margins aren't even consistent across brands. I spent an embarrassing number of hours on My Tractor Forum and Green Tractor Talk reading actual dealer price book leaks, and the structure is wilder than I expected. Manufacturers use a tiered wholesale system: A price, B price, C price. A tier is what high-volume dealers pay. C price is effectively retail. One price book showed an A cost of $5,200 against a C price of $7,200 on the same unit. That's a $2,000 spread that has nothing to do with you. It's about how many units that dealer moved last quarter. What this means practically is that a big John Deere dealer in a competitive metro area can drop $1,000 off sticker and still make money. A small rural dealer working at B-tier pricing might only have $300 of room. Same green paint, same model number, completely different economics underneath. And I'm not making that up. A former Deere insider posted that his dealership made only $800 selling an X720 at its $10,000 sticker price. $800 on a $10,000 machine. That's an 8% margin. Your grocery store makes more on a bag of chips. Pay attention to this next part because it explains everything about how the industry actually makes money. Dealers don't survive on mower sales. They survive on parts, service, and add-ons. Parts carry a 42 to 53% markup. Service labor runs around $90 an hour. And extended warranties, this is the one that really got me, carry roughly 50% profit margin for the dealer. A $400 extended warranty costs the manufacturer or administrator about $200 in expected claims. The rest is margin split between the dealer and the warranty company. So when you're sitting in the dealership and the salesman pushes that extended service plan, understand what's happening. He just made maybe $600 selling you a $4,000 mower. That warranty is going to make him another $200 on top. That's a 30% bonus on his profit from one piece of paper. Not all of these warranties are scams, by the way. Manufacturer-backed plans from Deere, Hustler, or Toro tend to pay out reasonably well if you actually need them. But a third-party warranty administered through some company you've never heard of? A retired dealer service manager put it best. If the warranty doesn't have the manufacturer's name on it, it's worth about the cost of the paper it's printed on. Now the add-ons go deeper than warranties. Setup fees run $85 to $210, and multiple dealers have confirmed that manufacturers already compensate for pre-delivery inspection through the wholesale pricing. So that fee is supposed to be included, not stacked on top. Fuel stabilizer packages charge you $30 to $75 for a bottle of Stabil that costs $5 at Walmart. That's a 500 to 1,000% markup on a product you could buy yourself in the same parking lot. I'd spend my own money negotiating the out-the-door price and refusing every line item add-on individually. That single move can save you $200 to $500 before you even start talking about the mower itself. If you're watching this thinking, there's no way you'll remember all of this when you're actually at the dealer, I built a guide for that. The No BS Buyer's Vault has every model ranked, every add-on worth refusing, and a dealer negotiation playbook for $20. Scan the QR code on screen or check the link in the description and pinned comment. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. I cover this kind of stuff every week, so you don't have to spend your weekends on tractor forums like I do. While all of this margin structure matters, the single biggest factor in what you pay isn't negotiation skill, it's the calendar. Buying a riding mower in April is like buying a snowblower in January. You're competing against every other homeowner who just realized their grass is growing and they need to do something about it. Dealers have full showrooms, zero motivation to discount, and a line of people behind you willing to pay sticker. The sweet spot is October through February. Dealers face floor plan financing charges of roughly $500 per unsold unit that sits through winter. That's real money on a showroom with 30 mowers in it. One dealer explained it this way. If he has to sit on a mower all winter, it costs him $500 in finance payments. He can cut his losses and drop the price $800 right now. That math works in your favor every single time. End of season clearance runs 10 to 25% off broadly, with select models hitting 30 to 40%. I found a Cub Cadet ZTX4 42-inch at a clearance outlet listed at $19.99 against a $31.20 MSRP. That's 36% off for the exact same mower that was full price 6 months earlier. A Troy-built Mustang 54 was 28% off at the same outlet. Prior year models are where things get really interesting. When the 2027 models land in February and March, every 2026 sitting on the floor becomes a negotiation target. Discounts of 15 to 25% are standard. The most dramatic example I found was a buyer who grabbed a 2023 Cub Cadet ZTX4 60-inch at Tractor Supply for $2,500 against an original price over $5,000. That's north of 50% off, combining end-of-season timing with floor model negotiation. And that brings up something the big box stores would rather you not figure out. Tractor Supply will negotiate. A customer offered $2,500 on a mower priced higher, and the store accepted it. Big box stores have some floor discretion on aged inventory that corporate doesn't widely advertise. Now here's the detail that everyone missed. Every major manufacturer runs financing promotions and cashback programs that exist on their websites right now, but dealers aren't required to bring them up. And many don't, because they earn higher commissions steering you toward less favorable options. John Deere. Financial currently offers 0% for 48 months. That's their headline promotion. What they don't lead with is the alternative, up to $3,250 in cash back instead of the 0% financing. Think about that. If you can pay cash or get your own financing at a reasonable rate, you could pocket over $3,000 by declining the dealer's financing offer and taking the manufacturer's cashback rebate instead. That is a conversation that almost never happens at the dealership because nobody knows the option exists. Toro offers 0% for 60 months through Sheffield Financial. Husqvarna routes through Synchrony and Sheffield. Cub Cadet runs a hero's rebate of $300 to $500 for military and first responders that manufacturers fund, but dealers may not mention. One serious warning on the financing side. Synchrony Bank's deferred interest plans are dangerous. The promotion says, no interest if paid in full, within the promotional period. Sounds great, but if you carry even a $1 balance, past that deadline, they charge you the full interest retroactively at rates up to 34.99% from the original purchase date. A CFPB study found over 40% of borrowers on these plans didn't pay them off in time. Sheffield Financial installment loans are almost always the safer choice. They charge a flat $125 to $150 origination fee on a truly 0% plan. On a $7,500 mower over 60 months, that works out to less than 1% effective APR. So here's the move. If you're shopping for a riding mower or a zero turn this year, send an email to every dealer within an hour of your house with the exact model and spec you want. Tell them you're a serious buyer, you're collecting quotes, and they get one shot at their best price. One forum user saved $2,500 doing exactly this. Then ask specifically about manufacturer cashback alternatives. Then wait until October if you possibly can. And when you sit down to close, negotiate the total out-the-door number. Not the mower price, not the add-ons. The final number on the receipt. refuse line item extras, and buy your own stay bill. The difference between the guy who walks into a dealership in April at sticker price with an extended warranty and Synchrony financing, and the guy who emails 3 dealers in October, takes the manufacturer cash back, and uses a Sheffield installment loan is somewhere between $1,500 and $2,500 on the same machine, same engine, same deck, same transmission, same green or orange or red paint. That's not a sale. That's just knowing how the system works. YouTube thinks you'll like this video, so click it. And if you made it to the end, subscribe.